We have never been more connected to one another. You can pull a glowing rectangle out of your pocket and instantly speak to someone halfway across the planet. Yet, despite this massive web of digital nodes constantly firing, global metrics for loneliness are at record levels. For decades, we operated on a fairly straightforward assumption. If we could engineer more entertainment, provide faster information, and seamless convenience, human happiness would naturally follow. But this graph shows where that assumption broke down. We see two diverging trend lines. While technological convenience shoots straight up, human emotional well-being drops sharply in the opposite direction. As digital stimulation peaks, our burnout hits new highs. To understand why, we have to look back at our historical baseline. For most of human history, communities were small, and the pace of life was naturally restricted by the physical world. Getting things done required friction, and that daily friction forced us into continuous face-to-face interaction. Today, that physical friction is gone. We possess every conceivable tool designed to optimize our lives, eliminate effort, and entertain us. But somehow, achieving a basic sense of happiness actually feels more difficult than it did when life was vastly less convenient. The tools designed to streamline our lives appear to be generating a new kind of fatigue. This leaves us with a critical question. What is the actual emotional price we pay for a life of total convenience? The answer starts with our biology. The human brain evolved to handle the localized inputs of a small tribal community. It lacks the capacity to process an infinite global stream of information. Yet every single day, we force our minds to consume massive amounts of stimuli. The daily news cycles, the endless scrolling content, the aggressive targeted advertisements, and the non-stop notifications barrage our senses without a single built-in stopping point. This diagram maps out the mechanics of the attention economy. It shows data moving from you, the user node, directly into an algorithm, which then fires targeted stimuli right back at you. The entire system is engineered to extract your attention, delivering highly calibrated dopamine hits that keep the loop running indefinitely. Social media takes that loop and weaponizes it through constant comparison. The central algorithm branches out, feeding you an endless stream of carefully curated reality, perfectly edited portrayals of wealth, status, and beauty that completely dwarf your own everyday experience. Online, everyone appears successful and flawless. But behind those glowing screens, the reality is different. Users are left feeling deeply overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and alienated from the lives they are actually living. We often blame ourselves for feeling burnt out, assuming we just can't keep up. But we aren't failing. Our biology is functioning exactly as it should under conditions of systematic, relentless cognitive overload. But the digital realm is only half the equation. In the physical world, the structure of modern society has shifted dramatically. Face-to-face communities have weakened, in-person interaction has plummeted, and a hyper-individualistic culture has rapidly taken place. Combine that isolation with compounding economic realities, rising living costs, pervasive debt, and constant uncertainty about the future create a baseline of stress that destabilizes daily life. To survive this instability, modern culture promotes a relentless mandate of productivity. We are instructed to always improve, constantly hustle, and optimize every waking hour for maximum output. The psychological toll of this hustle culture is severe. Because we are conditioned to constantly produce, many now experience a deep, lingering guilt the moment they attempt to rest or step away from work. Caught between addictive digital distraction on one side and punishing productivity pressure on the other, our attention spans have deteriorated. We've lost the ability to be fully present, and mere silence now feels distinctly uncomfortable. Ultimately, our exhaustion is twofold. We are physically drained by chronic economic instability, and we are mentally drained by a culture that effectively criminalizes the simple act of resting. None of this is to say that modern life is entirely negative. Technology has driven breakthroughs in medicine and engineering, expanded human opportunities, and exploded our access to global information. But those benefits, while powerful, do not tell the whole story. Beneath the burnout and the endless scrolling, there is a distinct void. While modern life offers endless stimulation, many find themselves searching for something the digital world cannot provide: meaning and genuine purpose. We are a species biologically wired for deep connection. We need solid grounding and shared purpose to thrive. We were simply never designed to exist entirely through algorithmic feeds and endless cycles of digital consumption. The emotional cost of ignoring this reality is no longer a fringe issue affecting a small minority. It has become a global epidemic of isolation that is becoming impossible to ignore. Genuine happiness was never a byproduct of maximum convenience. It requires feeling human. And reclaiming our emotional baseline means stepping back from the machine, embracing friction, and deliberately redefining what a meaningful life actually looks like.